everyone, welcome to a very late night session of Nick's Couch Report here on Nick's Bros TV. Can't seem to get much sleep right now, and I figured I'd go ahead and make a video. Got a lot of things in mind, whether if it's the upcoming Jets and Eagles game, whether if it's the Mets finally going to the postseason, and actually having a solid team and being able to make some noise. Before I go ahead and get started, whether if you're a Mets fan, Yankees fan, Red Sox fan, Braves fan, whatever you are, I want to go ahead and pay my respects to Yogi, amazing Yankees player. Whichever team you support, you definitely have to respect guys who came and were able to do it before. My respects to him and the Yankees franchise. Love him, hate him. They're one of those teams where they've made the sport for what it is, and as a Mets fan, I can agree to that. It doesn't mean I don't have to hate them sometimes, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get started. Before I get into this Jets and Eagles game that's coming up this Sunday, I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about the Mets, the media, and how things get twisted in New York. I believe in my heart that the media will not stop till they turn Matt Harvey either against the Mets or the Mets against Matt Harvey, with this whole entire pitch count, with him coming off that Tommy John surgery. And, you could definitely tell the last game where he was pulled. He was very upset. It is what it is. It's something that's kind of rare. Everyone's saying, it's the Mets mishandling the situation. We've mishandled a lot of situations. I just don't see this one to be one of them. I don't think any team comes into any season and says, we're not going to try to win a championship, and we just happen to be in a position to win a championship. No, I'm pretty sure, with DeGrom, and the rest of our pitching staff with Harvey, we were a contender to begin with. Now, for sure, when it started hitting July and August, we started to see how serious the team is, especially, being able to get Cespedes and be able to turn our offense around and have a seven game lead in the NL East. But we just have to, as fans, be patient, allow the Mets be able to handle the situation. I mean, it's very rare. We all saw it against the Yankees. I mean, as soon as Matt Harvey was pulled, we started losing. But it's a very rare situation. We just can't let that continue. I definitely think Matt Harvey is a competitor. I don't think anytime he steps onto the mound, he's thinking anything else but putting on the best performance. They even had a conference with him. He mentioned to say how proud he was to be a Met, and I think he's pinpointing on these things just for the sake that he lets the fans know that he's out there to do anything he can for the blue and orange. Let's get right into the New York Jets and the Philadelphia Eagles. To be quite honest with you guys, I did not expect a 2-0 start for the New York Jets. I definitely thought we were going to take the Cleveland game and lose against Indianapolis. Obviously, the Colts haven't had the best of starts. Andrew Luck is struggling. I don't think it's all Andrew Luck. If we watched the game on Monday, it has a lot to do with their offensive line. Even though we didn't get as many sacks as I wanted to, like I said in my previous video, we were able to get a lot of pressure on Andrew Luck, and we were able to force a lot of passes where he had to squeeze into coverages, or it got tipped or intercepted. And they're going through a lot of injuries as well. So we will definitely talk about being at the right place at the right time. I think the Jets were able to do that. And you know what? It's the NFL. Take anything at any time and run with it. The past two games, the New York Jets have forced 10 turnovers. That's the most since our 1968-1969 season, the year where we won the Super Bowl. But that year we had a quarterback named Joe Namath. So with that being said, we're 2-0. We're definitely in a good position in the AFC East, because I definitely think the AFC East is going to be a very competitive division. I can totally see a team being 9-7 and 10-6 and still not making the playoffs. Just because with the way the New England Patriots are playing with that chip on their shoulder, and the Miami Dolphins, I think it's a little early for us to make any judgment on the Dolphins. I think they're going to get going soon, but they've definitely been overhyped, especially on the defensive side. But I think it's just a matter of time for the Dolphins to start clicking. And the Bills, quite honestly, I can't make anything out of the Bills. It's only been 2 games. To me, it's typical Bills football. Again, overhyped. Maybe they'll do good the first part of the season, and then they just start struggling toward the end, where they'll end up with a irrelevant record. So we've definitely put ourselves in a really good position to be able to at least compete in the AFC East. Now, as far as the Philadelphia Eagles are concerned, I am not. I don't favor college coaches coming to the NFL and wanting to revolutionize things. I'm usually one of the guys where, I'm keen on wanting you to struggle as much as you can, just because you are trying to do that. My type of football game is the type of football game we had Monday night. It's very, for your typical viewer, it's very boring. It's all about defense. It's all about wanting to run the ball. It's all about short passes. It's all about keeping it simple. That's what I enjoy the most. And I feel like, with Chip Kelly coming in and wanting to do a lot of things he did in college, I'm rooting against it. To be quite honest with you, a lot of the players that he got rid of, it made me want to scratch my head. He literally did a 180, and it's starting to cost him. It's starting to cost him, and it's starting to cost the Philadelphia Eagles. I know Murray currently got some sort of an injury in practice. I don't know if he's going to be able to be fit to play against us, but it's just a matter of time for us to be able to see what's going to happen. Now, Geno Smith is active to practice again. Todd Bowles came out and basically stated that Ryan Fitzpatrick is our quarterback, which I definitely agree with. Ryan Fitzpatrick, to me, so far has been consistent. He's not trying to do too much with the football, which is really good. I think one of the key things for us to do against this Philadelphia Eagles defense is to get Chris Ivory going, get that running game going. Our offensive line did a poor job on Monday night against a pretty weak defensive line to allow that running game to go. We didn't open up the lanes for Chris Ivory as much as I liked. I know fourth quarter we started doing that, but a little too late. And as far as Eric Decker is concerned, we don't know how much active he's going to be against the Philadelphia Eagles. So I really hope we start bringing Curley into the lineup for him to get involved a little bit. I think he's going to be able to make some mismatches happen with his speed. So that's really that. And as far as Nick Folk is concerned, he missed that field goal, but it is what it is. But overall, I'm very satisfied. With what Todd Bowles has done so far, and I think one of the biggest things that I appreciate about Todd Bowles and what the New York Jets are right now is the fact that you don't hear a lot about us. Maybe you did because we did play the Monday night game, but the storyline it wasn't the New York Jets. It was Indianapolis are owing to what's going on with Andrew Luck. With Rex Ryan, he would have tried to draw the attention to us somehow, some way. I like the fact that we're just taking care of business and just moving on to the next team. That's something that is not new to us because of all the theatrical performance by Rex Ryan. But it is what it is. I just think we are much more of a disciplined team, and our defensive line is only going to get better with Shelton Richardson in the lineup. We definitely have caused a lot of heartache for quarterbacks. I would just like to see that result into sacks going against the Philadelphia Eagles game. Now, if you look at this on paper, you would see us being able to win the game with no problem. But we don't play the Eagles fairly well, and that's where I'm a little worried about. I think with the Eagles coming in as 0-2, I really can't see them going 0-3. I mean, if they do go 0-3, I mean, Chip Kelly's on a really hot seat. But that's kind of that. I mean, if you guys have any questions or anything, please leave your comments below. Also, I would like to hear more from what you guys think about Ryan Fitzpatrick and Geno Smith being healthy, what we should do there. I quite honestly think Bryce Petty should be your number 2 guy. I definitely want to get him going for next season. Fitzpatrick, again, is not a long-term solution unless we win the Super Bowl. But let's not get ahead of ourselves there. But we really need to get Bryce Petty going. I want Bryce Petty to be a long-term plan for us. I don't want him to be one of those draft picks where he just kind of gets lost into the direction or the system of the new team or representatives, whether it's the GM or the coach. All right, so that's all I got really on the Jets. I will cover a little bit of New York Giants with you guys. My brother's been really busy. I think as far as the Giants are concerned, they're still in it as far as the NFC East is concerned. I mean, they definitely need Cruz back for sure. They got to get that running game going. Odell Beckham stepped up last game against the Falcons. A lot of people question whether if he was overhyped or whatever the case might have been. But he stepped up against the Falcons, and the defense, they're definitely missing JPP for sure. But you can't. Hurt JPP can't do you any good either. They got to get some, pressure on the opposing quarterback. I thought, their defensive backs for the most part have done a decent job. But it is what it is. But I think one thing that gets overlooked is that Redskins defense. They did a pretty good job against the Dolphins. And they did a good job against the St. Louis Rams. So it's going to be an intriguing game to watch. Again, sorry about the rant. I just wanted to get a video out there. And definitely after the Jets game, I'll try to make a video after that. If I don't, I apologize. I will be kind of busy and getting caught up with certain things. But you'll definitely see a reaction video from me sometime next week. With that being said, leave me your comments, leave me your thoughts, tell me what you think, subscribe, and share. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful night.